Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. If you're wondering why I'm a little on the quiet side, well, it is pretty early here, and I have to get this out before I go to work. Anyway, yeah, I know, I carried over again, but can you really blame me? Look at the story. The story's heating way up. We're almost to the end, and I just couldn't put the controller down. This game is flippin' crack. It's almost as crack as Elden Ring. All right, I'm not going to keep talking here. We'll just go right into it. Oh dear. All right, here we go.
Well, I don't suppose it's polite to keep an emperor waiting too long, shall we?
We shall. Damn, we even made us a little DMZ to go with this. Shoot, they could just gas us all and we'd be screwed right here. Well.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Garlean Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today.
You know, if nothing else, I appreciate a leader who's willing to do his own negotiating.
As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy.
No kidding.
Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us. But you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
I mean, in all fairness, it's not a bad deal, but considering he's basically working for the Ascians, and emphasis for, not with, this isn't gonna end well.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace.
Well, look at him playing the villain up.
As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader. One purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
Wow, pompous ass.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
I would say Garlemald broke the peace by invading in the first place.
Peace.
order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
Interesting image there.
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Petulance? Wow. That's a 3-syllable word.
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor.
Uh-huh. That you can.
For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise.
And the dragons weren't really a united front. This was more of a blood feud problem than anything.
You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end.
Yeah, and look where that got him. Never forget that he was also being influenced by the Asians.
Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people.
I think they'll be just fine.
There was a time when Garlemald too lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers?
Alright, look, everybody's history sucks. We get it.
I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Ooh, this is starting to hit a little close to home here.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the 12's Woods bounty.
Ah, the Cattle 9. Yeah, we actually had some we had a little bit of interaction with them earlier. One of the side dungeons.
Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
Two problems with this. One, that was Louis Swa, and two, he only literally did it in response to you jackasses dropping Bahamut on our heads.
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here.
Hey, thought you didn't like politics, Alisei.
Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
I mean, at least she's trying.
As Mistress Alizé says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future.
Yeah, except you've done nothing but bicker about the past.
Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
Not putting a lot of faith in it, but hope, if nothing else. Plus also it's buying our crew the time they need to get the defenses shored up. I kind of realized after watching the scene, it's very disconcerting to see, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chairs on one side and then just one on the other. It's very disconcerting to see this, an alliance of, you know, various nations versus just one dictator, one emperor.
Whew. This is really not my forte. After his Radiance's little performance, it was all I could do not to swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator.
Just do a little bit of channeling Alphino, that's all.
I just asked myself what Alphino would have done, tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. But there really is no common ground to be found with that man, nor do I think he looked for any. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do? Because you may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet, at least. We do have a little time before the parley is due to reconvene, though, so why not try consulting our illustrious leaders? Mayhap they have some insight to share.
Maybe.
I will say one thing for this Varys. He is well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast in its prey. The conqueror would know his enemies. All should know their enemies, yet there is much and more we do not know of the Empire.
I'm sure Varys would be happy to tell you more. Then it's up to us to change that, here and now. Yes, it is.
Ha! You would have me ask the Emperor himself. Well, mayhap there is some wisdom in that. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind.
Interesting thought there. Nanamo, what do you have for this?
'Twill have mercy. But for Lady Alizé's timely interjection, we might well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Not that Emperor Varys left us a great many options. Is unconditional surrender all he will accept, do you think?
Ere he arrived, I'd have said yes. But having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind.
Exactly! He's building up to something, I knew it! How then should we approach the rest of the parley? Have you anything to say, Warrior of Light?
Invite Varys to explain himself. Say nothing of Xenos or the Ascians. Yeah, let Varys lay out what he wants out of all this.
You believe he is more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at ease? Mayhap you are right. Thank you, Dekumon.
And then our two, well, I guess slightly outcast, but at very least the more recent additions to the group.
This parley was never like to bring peace, but I had hoped to learn something of Emperor Varys' relationship with the Ascians.
As had we all.
Yet if he is in league with them, he is not like to volunteer the fact, and if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we are to broach that particular subject, we will need be subtle. Would that I know more of the man. If you would indulge me, Lord Ian, you received an imperial education, did you not? Is it true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute? There is no higher authority in all of Garlemald, nor else in the heavens come to that. Veneration of the gods is forbidden, the only worship permitted being that of his radiance's own person.
Ooh, that seems dangerous. Too many crystals and suddenly you're turning your emperor into a primal. That sounds suspiciously like a religion in itself. Yeah, exactly.
I share your disdain for their hypocrisy. Even as they denigrate the idea of faith, they revere their leader with a fervor others reserve for the divine. 'Tis a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us. Logical on the surface, perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varys to reveal something.
Maybe.
You've spoken with everyone, then? Good. Now all that remains is to await the pleasure of the Emperor, and hope we fare better at the second attempt.
Well, round two.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
It's a good start.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affair surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner.
Slightly noble, but somewhat troublesome in practice.
Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the barren said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Here it comes. Is he going to tell us the truth? Oh. Hello, Mothies.
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more.
Come again?
No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
What in Rolga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections.
Interesting.
That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined.
Rejoined. Wait, that sounds like Ascian talk.
That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds.
I have heard this tale of the Source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Yeah, exactly.
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
Crap.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Gallian Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
And there's the other shoe dropping, and oh, the Alliance is gonna shit a brick at this one.
What?
Yes. My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance, for bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace?
Yeah, well, when peace is fought by basically annihilating everyone, yes. Oh, I'm about to speak up. Your prize is a lie, your master's demons. I will stop you and the Ascians, no matter the cost. Yeah, I like this one better.
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence.
Heard that before.
Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard. An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate.
Damn that face.
I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Shit, yeah, no thank you.
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable, unconscionable.
Oh, there we go. We just had to wait.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps.
Oh. The Warriors of Darkness.
But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
Not true. We've managed to take down several of these bastards.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible.
Damn. Anamo laying it down.
Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
I would. I cannot condone such a loss of life. We can defeat the Ascians as we are. Yeah, no kidding. Both of these are correct. Sorry, still only counting one.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
You Eosians never cease to disappoint me.
Sheesh.
Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages. This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
Yeah, wasn't expecting it to be. Thankfully, he has at least enough honor to not just, you know, turn around and shoot one of us in the back. Well, things are definitely coming together.
I came back to find Derma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So, as worrying as our little chat with the Empire was, it did buy us enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive.
Mm-hmm. Hang on. I want that. And this, the Face of War. I think this is the last quest in this half. Oh boy. And everybody's getting ready for the big fight now.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Ascians dead, but not at any cost.
No kidding.
The last of the reinforcements from Dorma arrived not long ago.
Sweet.
I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
Mm-hmm.
If the Garleans come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
There's the bull amigo.
Here!
get this party started.
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
Oh, try and stop us.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to counter on me. Not that they would. Not even my brother.
No, after seeing what went on in there, he'd probably be right on the front lines with us.
But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
Oh, sure. Sounds good to us.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Oh man, here we go. Everybody's here, jeez. So many faces I recognize.
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right.
Aww.
So please, don't you dare leave me alone.
She's worried. In her own way.
No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
Yep. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna say, after that rousing speech, there's no way I can't get right to the dungeon. Right there it is, the Ghimlyt Dark. The final dungeon in Stormblood. And hoo boy, this one's gonna be one for the ages. Now where are you? For those who dare travel twixt Aldenard and Ilzabad, there is but one path, and it leads through Ghimlyt. A confluence of harsh terrain and ethereal-climactic conditions have shrouded the land in perpetual darkness, and it is here the decisive battle for Eorzea begins. Joined by their Far Eastern allies, the Eorzean Alliance battles desperately to fight back the seemingly endless waves of Imperial troops. In a bid to change the tide of battle, the Warrior of Light has been called to the fray, but can they prevail in this land since long to the light? Item level of 360, so actually below Hildebrand. I was not expecting that. Oh, I love this dungeon. This is still one of my favorite dungeons in Stormblood. I mean, if nothing else, the sheer scale of this thing is insane. Like, we're literally going to war here. Not to mention, this remix of the Stormblood theme is awesome. And my crew looks pretty good too. All right, what are we looking at? A Gunbreaker, an Astro, and a Summoner. Ooh, been a while since we've seen Summoner in play. And of course we have Heed and Yugiri here to start with.
Forward! Forward!
Only downside is, I end up targeting them by mistake. Get all my big ol' offensive buffs going here. I just sit down and lay into these guys. And yes, Yugiri and Hien are actively helping us out. Unfortunately, Peloton's not as useful in this area just because it's very short between the fights. But, you know, we can burn through these guys pretty quickly here. Oh, hello. And those markers there, those are not the enemies causing those. No, that's just bombardment coming down. Oop, my song wore off. There we go. One good refulgent and we're off to the races. Keep north, we'll head off the— oh, we're gonna lose our buddies here. That's fine. That's to be expected. Can't monopolize Hien and Yugiri's time, unfortunately. Oh, we're moving on with our pull. I lost my target there for half a second. All right, big fat pull, big fat pull. Okay. Lost my target there for pitch perfect. That's right, just keep firing them arrows. That's meant for me. Work down our targets as best we can. Ah, and then there was one. And I waste a pitch perfect. It's fine. This guy's not gonna make it through another set. Sad to say, I will not make it to the boss with this. And there's our first boss, the Mark 3B Magitech Colossus. Ain't that a mouthful? Alright, well, standard Magitech Colossus BS. Don't stand in front of him, you'll eat the big cleave. Like that. Pretty sure that's also his tank buster. Oh. Spread out. Yeah, tank man. We're both ranged characters. You don't need to go— oh, that's new. Yeah, we've seen this before. This is rotating AoEs. Oh, and they linger. Oh, okay, good. I was gonna say that one better fade here pretty fast, or we're gonna have problems. Also realize I don't have my dots on this guy. That's embarrassing. There we go. Much better. That's probably just his room wide. Yep, room wide. Ooh, here we go again. Here we go again. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Up. 2 loops. Boy, if I was a melee, this would probably be giving me a conniption here. Iron Jaws. Oh, that's a split damage. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Though, really should bring that behind him when you're gonna do that. Just as a safety sake, in case he decides to immediately cleave afterwards. Ugh. I wasted that Imperial last second when that proc came up. And there we are. Yeah, it basically took us 1 full sequence of songs. Not too bad. And loot-wise, 375 is not far off the maximum of 400. Hey, buddies. Here. You can have the last pitch perfect I had in my system. Just lay into them as best we can. I love this music. Oh, and then there was one. And then there's none. Whoa! Careful there, guys. Oh, watch for falling debris. There's a lot of it. song of the day. I'm surprised we stopped short here. Oh, excuse me. Slide over just a hair. Small fire gone, just the big one left. Not that interested. Oh, shit.
Ready?
Lise? Pippin? Oh, we are getting all sorts of crazy people. Yeah, Lise and Pippin are both on the field. I need a fresh... I need a fresh target here. Oh, we are getting crazy. Oh, one of the Scorpion tanks is here. That seems like a perfect excuse to burn pitch perfect. Oh dear. Alright. Burn this son of a bitch down. And the small fry around him. Okay, just him now. Perfect. And get him all the good buffs. Alright, Pippin stay here. Play with more enemies, cause good lord, now that's a war. And that is our second boss, Prometheus. So I'm sitting here passing loot. Get all my big buffs on. Oh. That is, oh hi. Where are you going? Oh, okay, he's going over there. Yeah, tank, you don't want to stand in that. Just blast this poor fool. That was the tank buster. Thankfully, no cleave on this guy, if I remember correctly. Song swap. Now, you do kind of want to stay close to the front at this 45 because of this attack, where he does this frontal cone and then he does everything but the frontal cone. So, avoiding having to move more than necessary is nice. Tanks, yeah, well, sorry. Can't do much about that. Nitrospins is room wide. And that's pretty much everything we've seen. No, he has one other attack besides this, if memory serves, and here comes the ice missiles. I actually want to Iron Jaws him here, because he's about to go untargetable. Because, yeah, we gotta deal with these. So center up, figure out where he's coming from, and then immediately go sideways. Yeah, tank can take that hit a little bit, but the rest of us not happy. The rest of us would be very sad having to eat that hit. I'm not gonna make it to a pitch perfect, am I? No, oh, I actually did. Refulgent was a waste. What do we got here? Man, we're just getting all the loots. Back to the front. Kane Seta's on the front line?
You underestimate me.
What the hell are you doing here, lady? You can't fight. Oh, I guess you're a healer, I suppose, but still. This is not a good place for you to be. Time to go in hard on this guy. Oh, Emmerich's here. I mean, I figured Emmerich would be here. I thought I heard him.
This knight does not yield!
Come on, Emmerich, go in whole hog! Hien?
Out of my way!
Oh, hey, Hien and Yugiri here, too. So this is why I love this dungeon. You just get so many characters involved. Oh, that's a Colossus. There we go. Now, I don't know if you actually have to protect the NPCs, but from what I've seen, they can take plenty of punishment. So, feel free. Oh, I just about walked into that. Hi. And yes, this does open up us for the next pack. I might actually dot this one just because. That way I can focus on AoEs and still kind of help with the big guy. Pippin too? And Lise. And we got everybody here now. Oh, and there's a new Colossus. Big drop marker, not good. That takes care of the Avenger. What landed? Didn't see it. Well, this guy's toast. Is that it? Oh! It's another Colossus. I need to target the Colossus, please. Thank you. Oh, he is hitting hard. Oh, hi. Thank you, Kanasena. This guy's tanky. He's like a boss tanky. We're gonna have to put another song here. I should probably also dot this guy. What? Self-destruct. Self-destruct? Lise?
Time to get serious!
Ooh, Final Heaven in the face for 290,000. Wow. Now, fun fact, there actually are a couple of different characters who can LB there. I've seen Hien do it. I've seen Yugiri do it. I don't think I've seen Emmerich do it. Pippin maybe though, I'm not sure. No, I think Pippin's also using the Gladiator. Hi. You two were with the Emperor. And they've already started the fight. Lovely. So much for waiting patiently for a cutscene to play. Yep. Alright, fine. I guess we'll miss the opening part of this fight as we take on the sisters. Wow. And the tank is already dead because they apparently couldn't have enough patience to wait for the rest of us, and now he's left the fight. So yeah, this is kind of a throw here. Alright, well. Now comes the, well, I guess that answered that question of, can we beat this without the tank? And the answer is probably not. Because I strongly doubt that I can sit here and take these hits very well. Especially the tank buster. Well, that wasn't a tank buster, but I get the point. Yeah, just these autos are wrecking me. Fine. If I must tank as a bard, then so be it. That tank wanted to be overly impatient. Well, it's his own bloody fault. Just, you know, wait for people watching the cutscenes. It's not that difficult. All my offensives going. Excuse me. Yes, the tank has actually left the fight completely. Like, he's zoned out, I just got nailed by the tank buster. I mean, that's the part that's gonna get us killed, is the tank busters, every time. So a lot of this is gonna come down to the healer being able to actually keep our butts alive. Ugh. And keep her mana up high enough. Well, I guess we wanted an interesting fight for the finale. Alright, this is kind of cool. Just see those glowy lines? Avoid those, like the plague, because that's where this little attack is going to come from. back out. And yep, now we get to play with the other sister. Alright. Oh, I think the healer's actually drawing sufficient. Oh, yeah, that was the ball game right there. The moment the healer got the aggro, we were screwed. Oh, sadness. So much sadness. Oh, that one goes first. Well, it was fun while it lasted trying to do this without a tank. Alright. Well, we'll pick it up from the back half once we... Oh my god. I forgot the summoners and combat rays! Oh my goodness, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna beat this boss without a tank. That's how badass our crew is. We're gonna avoid those X's, please. And now, if you're wondering why I haven't popped my limit break, well, there's a good reason for it, and it's I need it for the finale. Doubly so because we're gonna be down a person. Ooh, that might kill me here. Oh, thank goodness. I mean, if she hits me with the old tank buster, I am straight up screwed. Yep, I knew it. Can't survive no tank buster, but the healer is on point. And hopefully, yes, okay, she's on the summoner. All right, lesson learned. That one's gonna go up first. Wait here. Then I can find my safe spot. And I about lose my safe spot there. All right. Yeah, I know, I haven't popped a song for a reason. It's because she's about to do that little dodge fadings again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yep. We're gonna do the bouncy bounce again. Coupled with the whole, not dying lasers here, I'm hoping. Okay, good, nobody took the hit. All right, this is why I was saving the LB. Because this is a DPS check. And I'm gonna nail these two. All right, turn on all the buffs, go whole hog on these two, and clean this up, as we are winning this. Woohoo! That was a hell of a way to finish this out. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was insane. And we get hit with a flashbang. That's right. The two of you celebrate. We earned this victory. Tank, sorry, no props for you. Man, talk about ending on a wild note there.
There you are, and none the worse for wear.
Yeah, no thanks to our gunbreaker.
Indeed. I had hoped we might do more to help, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance.
Actually, that sounds like a terrible idea. They could be falling back and getting ready to pop us in the nose with Black Rose.
Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
Oh shit. Oh, here we go again. And she's the only one left to take besides us.
Will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not like...
Oh god dang it, here we go. No! And another Scion falls. We're it. We're the last one standing.
Oh no. Don't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, but Alice is out like a light.
Quickly, we must get her back to the encampment.
And there goes any chance of pursuing the frickin' Garleans. Well, that's definitely sucked. So, the Garleans have been routed, have they? Well done. Though this exchange was no more than a test of our strength, like as not. They won't be taking any chances now that the Emperor has joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. Still, with your help and that of our eastern allies, we've passed the first test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alice, well, she's in good hands over at the infirmary. Great.
My lord, the Chai-Urchins have completed their examination of Mistress Alice, and it is as we feared. She is locked in a slumber without any outward cause.
Just what we expected.
Just like the others. Damn it all.
Aye, the Garleans picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 scions incapacitated, and with the enemy on our doorstep, I cannot spare the men to assist in the search for a cure. The best I can do is see to it that Alice is escorted safely back to the Rising Stones.
Ugidi and I would return to our encampment. The main contingent of our forces from the far east is under sail, and all must be made ready for their arrival.
I'll not keep you then. Oh, I thought they had actually made it, but I suppose that would have been way too soon. So this was just the advance guard, the ones that could teleport. Still, you guys fought like crazy people. I love it. Judging by the Garleans' recent movements or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. You should return to the Rising Stones. Given the plight of your fellow scions, I can understand if you feel on edge, but you'll be no good to anyone without rest. So this is where it ends. Back at the Rising Stones. Oh, it's Hori. I was half expecting Kryl, but I suppose she's still with Matoya.
Ah, Dekumon, welcome home. Word has it you and Mistress Alice gave the Garleans quite a thrashing. Speaking of whom, where is Mistress Alice? I was certain she would have returned by now.
I'm sure she'll be here shortly, but on a stretcher.
By the 12, not her too. Ocho and I will ready the infirmary for her arrival. We will also need to send a message to Tataru post-haste. Would that I had something other than grim tidings to share with her. And with you too, for that matter. It grieves me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Kultunin, Kryl, and Master Matoya continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. But all is not lost. You are still hale and whole after all. Though I suspect you must be tired from your journey. You should rest, my friend. Leave the worrying to us, for the time being at least.
And this is where the first part of the final storyline ends. Meanwhile, at the border of Alamigo. Now what? Back at the Ghimlyt. These guys got a hell of a frontline base going, don't they? Oh no. Xenos is here. Crap. Well, I should say Elidibus is here. Oh boy. Well, that is a heck of a way to end this. But it's not over yet. No, there are 2 more quests. The back half, because as we all remember, the 0.5 patches love to split their story. Room to 2, just to amp the drama and drive me nuts. So, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and a favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Eorzean adventures. And as always, I'll see you in the next video, where we'll be wrapping up Stormblood and heading into Shadowbringers.